What's going on? Yeah, I just want to talk about the recent stream I seen from Roger. Roger Report. He had a stream earlier. I forget what it was called. It's about something, but it was a good topic. And I think my response to people on the panel, and I think Ryo was going in, and he had. Hold on. Let me check on something. Hold on. I'm checking the chat. Background noise. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, I'm good. Yeah. Um, I think he had a stream earlier, and I think he was talking about some good topics. I think I was like midway to the stream, and I was watching the stream earlier because I came from Ramil's stream, and they was talking about the KS thing and the situation with that video that JX made, the big homie. I was at the time I wasn't even paying attention. We was just acting a fool on that panel, not the panel, but the chat. But yeah, Roger had a good topic, and I saw like I think I saw the whole stream. Then I left kind of early because then other brothers was chiming in. She was chiming in at the end and all that other stuff. I think Rael brought up something about the Kobe thing, and he comes with his analogies. That dude be preaching a lot, right? And it's just like, look here, man. Like, who cares about the comparisons of Michael Jordan and Kobe? I mean, both have great careers. They both had the two-parent home things, and then they trying to shit on one another. But he had a good point at the end. I think him and Black Uru got at it during the stream, and I think Angry Man sent a super chat talking about it. He had to interject, and then he came on, and who else was there? Nameless protagonist was there, and PK Angel. It wasn't a bad stream. It was just a little pushbacks here and there, and I think the topic was very spot on, man. Like I kind of agree some of the things they said about the elite. They was talking about black elite before. I agree with Nameless and Angry Man on this one because to have an elite, you have to go to war with the opposition. But most of these dudes in this space ain't even built like that. From my experience, what I've seen almost a decade with the second channel and then the beginning of it, they're not really built for that type of stuff. I mean, the Brotherhood thing is cool. Yeah, it's forming, but it depends on what you want, you know. But them dudes on the other side is not about brotherhood. And I'm not talking about y'all specifically in the Roger Report, not on that stream, not in the chat. I'm talking about the split between Kuda and the other side and that clown, what's his name? Mr. Fitnall. Mr. Fitnall is known for dividing people up. That's my issue with him. That will never happen. As long as you have guys like Bernie Povich, clown ass, and all these other niggas, man, they're the main reason why we ain't even unified, man. So I just like to say that for the record, because those dudes ain't really about brotherhood. It's only a few of us as are. I hate to say it. It's only a handful of us as are. So what you understand about these moments and these panels and streams, yeah, it's forming. I promote that over here. I hate to say it. I'm probably the only one to promote that over here, but I don't broadcast it as much. My brotherhood it ain't gonna be just about money. It's about communicating and how to help others. Money's part of it. Yeah, that's the goal, but I'm not gonna broadcast it on here because 9 out of 10, these black spaces don't really preach that because they love strife and drama. Drama sells. Brotherhood doesn't. From my understanding, I think we use that word very loosely because certain individuals, when we got divided, it's really sad. It's really sad and frustrating that you have individuals that preach this stuff ain't really about it. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, I got up and tell you, nobody's really about that. You know what I'm saying? Like they could talk this brotherhood ish all day long. Now I ain't saying the Roger Report was bad. I know they promoted too on the low, them and the introspective black men of reform, the Ickmores, they are heavily into that. I'm going to say it, my observation that it's only a handful of them promotes that, but you got certain ones don't want it either. So it's kind of like they're getting it together in the 2.0 spaces. But what I'm saying is the 3.0 spaces, we tried that shit. That ship done sailed, and you saw that. And then Kuda said that, yeah, he's the only one who promotes Brotherhood. It's him, Ty City. Those are the ones I align myself with. But everybody else, not so much, man. Not so much. And I'll tell you why. Now, Ramil, he's cool. He's about it. But Ramil's going to see, and that day he's going to flip. You know, I don't know when someone does something wrong, it's going to be about that. And, you know, and I think she's got a string about being the money, you know, but yeah, he can have those strings, and that's great. That's good for him. You know, you don't have to listen. That's a great thing. I'm not telling you who to listen to. I mean, I'm just putting this out here as a response to the Roger Report, his recent live stream. He probably took it down, put it on private, or he probably puts it on Patreon. So we don't know. So I'm not judging the fella. I'm just saying from my observation, it's not a bad thing. You know, I'm probably the only one that can tell you about how to have a proper brotherhood, you know, just beyond, not just beyond code, but beyond sound. Because sometimes these spaces, they usually get divided over something small. But the good thing about it is you can trust me to be loyal. I can tell you that. From my experience from this channel, in my old channel, I used to have an '07. From 2012, I was trying to promote that on the entertainment side, right? I wasn't doing these type of videos back then when I was younger at 19, because I was lost at a point. I was still had that red pill mindset, but I was going through it. But at 23, I had a big awakening. So that kind of changed me then. But around the time I got flagged, that's one of the biggest things to come through. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Let's see. Yeah, but that's the only thing. I'm the only one to promote that, you know. But I think it's I'm gonna change something for me real quick. I'm the only one who promotes that here, you know, on this side of the tracks that I produce. But yeah, but mainly it's because I tried so hard. My recent first channel, but it was flagged in 2012. You know, I was getting into the conspiracy stuff, not the theorist stuff, but the real conspiracies behind who runs the planet and all that stuff. I had some crucial videos back then on my old channel. I was trying to convert it into that, and what hurt me was trusting certain individuals, and we thought we was brothers. They disguised as Chinese people or Asha's. I'm gonna put it like this: Asian people. They were agents, right? Got my phone tap and everything, right? And they came from the very top. And that kind of fucked my first channel up from trusting a certain individual. I had to cut his ass off, man. And that was one of the hardest things to live in, I will say about 9 years ago. It's going to be 10 years with this channel. This is my second channel, technically. Yeah, it's tough like that. In black spaces, there was brotherhood like stuff. What we was doing the first Manosphere, the 1.0, right? I know it was mentioned a bunch of times in that stream with Roger Report. Yeah, they're going through that phase, but they're gonna realize everybody's not gonna be your best interest of the brotherhood. And I agree with Nameless and Swim Champ. No, Swim Champ said it. Okay, Swim Champ said the elephant in the room. That's exactly. I agree with him on a certain point. He said they will stab you in the back. Yes, that takes me back to 9 years ago. And I wish I was on that panel to talk about it, but I didn't want to because I was into other things. I didn't have time. You know what I mean? I saw that stream, and I agree with Swim Champ, Angry Man, Nameless, and Rael for bringing it out to have an elite group. You got to be skin tight and be sure about your goals. It's not just the money, but the foundation of what you want in life. So you got to have that foundation, and that foundation has to come within. So you can't just be about something and claim you this and then you switch up later. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times these dudes, they just panic about brotherhood this, brotherhood that, and then they go crazy and all this other shit. They're not really about that at the end, because you got some that will falter for you. Now you got a handful of brothers that all right, I've noticed from experience and what I'm observing now in these newer spaces, but you got the rest of the half that ain't. They claim they are, but show you another, and that's why you got dudes like AF putting a mirror on these dudes. It's a lot of division, what we're saying and who wants to be on display. But politically, we should be a sound, be one party, one sound, but have the similar ideologies to be one, to be elite. That's another way. Another way is have our own stealth like military or police within or this country, whichever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like someone to the Palestinians, for example, they have their own little coalition. But it's not going to be easy because we're in a country that's not even predicated to us. You know what I mean? We don't even have our own group. But the brotherhood thing, I kind of agreed to a certain extent, because back then when I was younger, I did. But now it's more like you got to look at yourself at the end of the day, because it's kind of like Armageddon out here, man. Because a lot of people don't want to link up. What I've noticed from Ramil streams, certain Roger Report streams, I call Mr. Reset sometimes. When you look at the chat and panels, they talk about the same stuff, but in reality, where's the end goal? You know what I mean? Where's our end goal to build? She's doing his thing, and that's a great thing he's doing. So I'm not even tripping off that. And that's just basically what it is at this point. And I don't mind to be a part of that. So yeah. My response is to his, and I was going to make an after stream about it. I mean, Roger had some good points about how to be elite, and then he had Angry Man on the panel later, and the response to Rael's speech when he came up, they all had some good points. Everybody had some good points. Swim Champ and all of them. Black Guru got in it with Rael about the Michael Jordan and the Kobe thing comparison, because Rael likes to bring up analogies. But those analogies becomes even greater. So you see that more often. And that's common in that little sector. But yeah, man, it's just like, what I'm seeing from right now, I have no issue what they're saying about, the small thing. They was talking about brotherhood at the end, result to elitism. When you talk about elitism, you need one or the other. So that's why I remember from those panel talks and streams, and I have nothing to go on because he took the video down. You know what I mean? I'm just looking at it from what it is. So yeah, Roger was making sense on the point. What it's about the need, I'm trying to figure out where did he deal with that video. I think he put it on private or Patreon, because I remember seeing that topic, man. Like, it's some good points. Like, I don't get certain people, man. Like, I wish he would have kept it up. That's just my preference of it. So when you have guys like that, talk about elitism, some form of brotherhood, that's great. That's great, man. That's great. I appreciate it, But I think Roger has some good panelists, though. Today, they speak their points. But the problem is with that is just you got certain individuals believe it's going to happen for everyone, and people doing their thing, and that's just like it's all good. But I think he took it down or something, because I don't know what he did. And yeah. And it's good discussions. So for me, I'm just looking at it like this. The brotherhood thing is not an issue. I think it's just getting us together and agreeing on where can we be a lead at. I wish I was on the panel to talk to them, those individuals, and agreeing with Nameless and Angry Man. How you going to structure society to build? Because the good thing about it is you got to build with someone, and we have to be on a certain focus. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Brotherhood talks are great. Don't get me wrong, but actually doing it is good. You know, take baby steps at a time. But the next step is you got guys in the military be on your side. You know, it's like you need something like politically, and the voices like this on YouTube or the news outlets. It's not that many of us on the media, so we're on the alternative side. We're underground technically, and this is a good thing. When you have talks like these, this is just like a news thing. That's what I view as the Roger Report. He's basically giving news, what's going on in the space, what's going on in our lives, and how we produce and how we product and help others or reform. This will kind of help us on a bigger scale. But to have an elitism, you got to take action. That takes like a little military might, some political things in your state, voting, joining with others, build a coalition, a small coalition. But it's not a bad thing, man. I mean, people just need to see the big picture. What they were saying is makes sense. You know, yes, you do have to agree with it, you know, but it's up to you to build that foundation. I just don't see people coming together at this point. The recent events we've seen this year, I'm looking at the whole year, the whole 2021 year, because that split with the game versus non-game kind of split the brothers up. Until we get over that, we can have some form of elitism and some form of brotherhood. But that's not going to happen until you guys strife one another, strife amongst one another. And then sometimes I look at that like that's going to be the problem. But the good thing about that topic that Roger had was I don't see people coming together like that. And I think this was mentioned on Art of New Styles as well. Nameless brought up a great point about the Sigma, the Alpha, and the Omega in the so-called community or the community, so-called community, which we call the manosphere, the modern day manosphere, what they call it, the community, what they would say. Yeah. And they're absolutely right. You know, there's a lot of Sigmas out there, but Alphas are leaders. We don't have enough Alphas as leaders. So when they use the term alpha and all that stuff, yeah, it's all great. And that's what it boils down to, you know. The manosphere is stupid. The chat smells like feed. Oh, what's going on? Oh, you a new guy? Okay. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, it's just like they have some good topics, man. Who is this? Okay. Yeah. The fuck out of here. But anyways, yeah. Yeah, I'm not gonna say like he told me shut the fuck up, get the fuck out of here. All right. Yeah, it's just like this. I'm saying this for a long time. Like most individuals, they just act crazy, you know. And that's just crazy, man. Like what I see now, you know, I just look at this stuff, man. It's just crazy at this point, you know. And I'm just gonna block user. Yeah. 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 And yeah, I'm good on that. But I think they had a good topic, man. Like, I mean, I wish they would have had it. I'm trying to find out on this channel. I mean, shouts out to dude, man. Like he had a good one. Let's see if I can get him up here for a minute. He was on Roger Report Live. I was on his live, and then he had all 3 channels posted. Yeah, there he goes right here. He talked about this yesterday, but he took the video down, and I was trying to find it, man. Like, damn. But I was on his live, right? and he reposts them, whatever. But I think he may repost them later. But yeah. But the good thing is, I mean, you could talk about it for hours and hours, and that's just what it is, you know. And I'm just like, you know, I had to hide the individual, but who's this? In the butthole. Okay, who are you? Are you just trolling? Okay, dude, I don't know you. Yeah, you're blocked. Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I ain't got time for that. The fuck out of here. Yeah, yeah, it's just a little after stream response, like for the Roger report and all this stuff. So yeah, yeah, you got a few trolls in here, you know. Yeah, these weirdos like that. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. But yeah, man, you know, that's the power of me control my panels. I guess dudes is hating, you know. But yeah, the haters is coming out today. But you know, I think the Brotherhood stuff is just it's just like it's crazy at this point because you got brothers that are divided about a lot of stuff. But you know, but they had some great points though. You know, to be elite, you got to establish your stuff, man. Like I don't know, and I think they're new subscribers, or I hope not. They could be trolls, but yeah, they probably trolling. They probably trolling. Yeah, you get notoriety, they put it on your feed and stuff. But yeah, that's what happens when you have a lot, you know. And I'm just not buying it, you know. And yeah, who's up in here? Chaos is a fruit. Yeah, you can say that. Okay, I'm gonna let you rock. I don't know you, so yeah. And they try to make a jokes today, but yeah, we'll see what's going on. But yeah, the Brotherhood is kind of crazy. And oh yeah, these dudes having yeah they acting up today. Yeah, live music. Yeah, I'm not having it today. Um, yeah, man. Like I just look at the Brotherhood. Like the thing is kind of crazy at this point. You know, I'm just laughing at these trolls, man. I ain't with the bullshit today. They can't be subscribers. They can't be because subscribers wouldn't act like that. Because normally they could be streaming whatever. Yeah, it's a bunch of trolls. Let's go to analytics. Um, yeah, man. You got these dudes, man. It's just it just proves it further proves like when you talk about a subject like this, yeah, I think a lot of people I think they probably look at the description. Yeah, that's probably what it is. But yeah, you know, and I'm just saying, man, you got some pull, you know. But what I found out is that it's a good topic. I mean, I wish he would have something I would go on and on the stream, and it's just like, man, you know. And yeah, somebody left. Yeah, he was trolling. But yeah, you know, it's good for me. But you know, I had to block a few idiots. But yeah, I mean, shouts out to him. He had a great stream. But they was talking about brotherhood and all that stuff, you know, and elitism and things like that. And I think when Angerman was on there talking and Nameless, they was talking about the stuff trying to build. It's some crazy stuff, man. So, you know, I'm just saying, like, you got a lot of stuff out here, man. And that's it. Let's see who's up here. Next cool, but all I don't care about your game. You still talk to a counselor. Let's see you. You know what? That get the fuck out of here. All right, what's going on, she? What's going on? Yeah, They in here today. They in here today. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not playing with y'all today. Yeah, they here. They here. Yeah, they here. They here today. They're cowards today. Yeah. It's probably something in the subscription. They probably done seen what's going on. And, that's what happens when you make a lot of live streams, man. You get popular and they put you in the title and all this other shit. But, they always get blocked over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, they know what time it is. I don't play that nonsense. Take that same sexual shit somewhere else. I don't tolerate that. But it's just like it's like I said. I think she made a great point in that live stream, man. Him and others and Nameless, man. That was a great live stream. So yeah, it's just I'm just not even bothered by it. So and I probably could have had some good points on the panel, but I said, nah, I'm good. I'm just let them rock because since Anger Man done summed it up for me, yeah, it's just like you got to look at it for yourself, and then you got to be astute and be ready. They had some good points. There's some good points, but I'll see if she wants to come up later. If not, I'm just gonna pin the link later. I'll pin it later. I'm not gonna just in case. Paste it real quick. I'm not gonna hit the chat button just yet. I'm gonna get my little feel off. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, they in here today. They want to start shit, but that's what they do, man. This is what happens when you got that many subscribers and people try to attack you and stuff. But that's part of the game, I ain't worried about it. And when I saw the comments, I said, man, you ain't outside. You don't know where I live, troll. Like, I used to do that in chats and stuff. Like, and look at the names. This cat smells like feet. And I'm like, this chat smells like feet and all that. Like these weirdos, man, get the fuck out of here. But that's what they do, man. They just are on some weird shit. But, but that's what happens when you get views, man. They look at your stuff and, they skywatch and all that stuff. But, they all do. That's what happens when you're in the feed, man. But yeah, they had a great topic, I'm not that weird. I'm just wondering, okay, what are you wondering about? You new here? But yeah, it's just like they had some good points, and that's just me looking at what's going on. So, but I ain't got that much to say about on the topic. I ain't gonna be here that much longer. I'm gonna drop the link if she wants to come. I know he's got to do a live stream, so let's look at something. I'm gonna pin it. And pin. Okay, dude. I'm gonna block you. Fuck out of here. What's going on, man?
What's going on? Just making sure, because people have been taking people's face now and putting them on.
Yeah.
Hey man, they getting crucial out here.
Yeah.
Somebody whipped out on arts panel one night and used my face.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
it's
I'm
getting
blocking
crazy
them
out
because
here.
yeah, I don't play that. Yeah.
Yeah man.
They on some weird stuff, man. Yeah. But you had some good points on that live stream with Roger, man. Like I know Anger Man did too, but man, it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes down to it, that's why I keep telling guys, man, what we doing over here? Like, you know, where's the building as everybody keep talking about and pushing? Like, everything cool and dandy, man, but where the money at? That was one of the biggest topics was about the money. And then
Mm-hmm.
the crazy part, the thing went totally left.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be us talking about how, the women and their negativity. And just because Rael said something about Kobe
Mm-hmm.
being intellectual, it took a left hand turn. I'm like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, 'cause at the end of the day, when we talk sports, okay, but you can't give that man his just due. On the intellectual side, he's way more smarter than Jordan. On if you want to go toe for toe, let's go. If you want to talk about, not even just the languages of him, the fact of the matter that he actually was a carbon copy of Jordan, which Jordan could even produce with his own sons. That lets you know the dedication that he had besides Jordan. You know, Jordan
Mm-hmm.
had that same scenario with him. He wanted to get better, so he put in the work.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Uru was talking about with the kids. It wouldn't be no Kobe without his parents putting him in all that stuff. Facts. You know, Same thing with you looking at what's the other guy? Jordan. Same thing with Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan wouldn't be where he is without his parents giving him that extra push, that effort, you know what I'm saying, to get out there, play a little harder, do a little better.
Mm-hmm. I would say both of them had that backing, but Mike, when he got cut during his sophomore year, he got better, and then college helped him. He was great in college too, but the pros kind of escalate him as the marketing tool. I think from the '80s, he learned a lot from other players before he got to the pinnacle. In the Detroit series, I think that documentary with the Bad Boy Pistons off of Netflix, I saw the 30 for 30 on that. Without those championships, he said it best. Without the Pistons, there would be no Chicago Bulls being champion. The way he said it was kind of paramount, and I'm like, wow. And how he said it too. There would be no rings because that's what Rodman made the difference. But then Kobe, he was on the tail end of it. What made him so great is he came at a time when Shaq was on uh, almost like on a decline. But Shaq was in his prime years to get those rings. So Kobe kind of messed him up in '04, but his excellence, he kept on. But when Shaq went to Miami and then Kobe stayed, which one was better? I would say Kobe is better than Shaq in that regard. But what I've learned is Kobe found his excellence outside the basketball court. So yeah, they both did great things. So I'm not saying that they're bad, but Ryo always bring those analogies, and I think people got heated. And I think Black Uru defended Jordan, so they both had good points, but the anger man kind of killed it for a minute and tried to focus on the right topic. So so they both wasn't wrong. So Nameless came in with the push, and I think it went into elitism and things like that, and brotherhood. So yeah, you know that's what happened. So yeah, I was curious about that live stream, man. It did went left for a minute. So.
Yeah, because when it come down to it, man, it's just a lot of those guys, man. I was like, goodness, the topic was to be played, but I think it was some heat coming off where somebody wanted to get off some steam, and that's how it kind of went that way, you know, because when it come down to it, a lot of guys kind of get, in my opinion, they get a little disrespectful coming on the panels and, over talking each other and, you know, and to a certain degree, people know who get ranked. People know who get certain things with on the channel. It is just what it is. You can't argue that. If it's your channel, you're gonna run the channel the way you want. If you
Mhm.
have a problem with it, go start your own. That's what Beasley said. That's why he did it. You know, he got tired of guys kicking him off the panels. He got tired of guys not letting him speak. Which, if he says something, is bad. But if another person says something, it's good. Like, come on, man, get out of here with that. You know.
Mhm.
So just coming on the panel where everybody working together. Hey, you got your opinion. Okay, you got a bad opinion. Let you have your opinion and let it be.
Yeah.
All the guys that be coming at each other, man, it gets tiresome, man. sitting here trying to deal with guys and they still running around with these little games, man. Let's get over with the games.
Yeah. I mean, you have to build something at one point. I mean, it's nice to talk to brothers that's really about it. You know, we make some changes in our lives, individual and together, you know, and it's help the younger ones. You know, that's why I tried to tell them, you know, in these spaces you take the tools that you need, like I did years ago, and then you can come back and say, I did something, but what's next? You know, what else I need? You know what I mean? Because that's what they really are for, you know, for your development, how to deal with people, how to communicate and all that stuff when you're younger. And thank God I did it when I was younger because I'm in my 30s now. Like now I want something better, you know. So that's what you got to focus on. So, you know. But the conversation kind of went back to the topic thanks to PK, but I think they're just gonna handle it over Arta Idmore's. I've heard about the KS thing, but you know, I won't stay out of that. But they was talking about that man in the bed. That's all they talked about over Ramil's. I came from that to see what Roger was talking about.
Yeah.
And you know it was a mess. So you know,
And the bad part, I talked to someone about that offline, just like I told him. He knows who's going to be on the panel. He pulled these people up. You got to understand. If he sees a lady, he pulled that lady up. She could easily jump away from front of that camera, and that guy could be right there. It's ways of setting people up like that, man. You know, we all know, but the thing is, everything is selling right now. Look at the viewership up there about people talking about this. And
hmm
all it's doing is just making him more popular, putting his name out there. You know, all publicity ain't good publicity, but the same thing, you know, and everybody know something is better than nothing. So the more people talk about it, even if it's true or not, they're gonna get into it and they're gonna go look at the next video to see is it gonna happen again and happen again. So it just brings more views to him. So by all means, in marketing scheme, if it was a prank on him or somebody else, it's like the press is eating it up. We are the press, and we having a field day with it right now.
yeah,
And
and,
you know
that's yeah, that's part of it, you know. But I wouldn't expect to get trolled today. I'm like, man, the description was was just a response, you know. Like I wasn't expecting that, you know.
hey,
Well, I guess that's part of the game too. But you know, but that's what happens when they put you in the feed and they say, "Oh, he's in here," so hey, you know. I'm laughing at it because it's kind of funny though because I didn't expect to be it like that, but you know, but that's part of the game. You know, I understand what the host and the content creator goes through, man. You know, because I was just going to make a response to what Roger said on his points. I've heard half of the stream what they said. I mean, they talk about this similar stuff, but what we need to do forward, and he had some good points. It's just Rael when he gets to his analogies, it usually goes left anyway. But then Mr. Z talked about the Haitians at the end of it. I think I was listening to it, and then Rael had to correct him and things like that, you know. And it's just like, you know, okay, that's cool. And you know, Angerman kind of put a halt to that. You know, that's what I've noticed and try to correct what elitism is. You have to be right and whatever. I mean, they both had good points, but
yeah,
that's just something we got to work on to get there. I mean, we'll get there. You know, that's just something if we want it or not. That it's really up to the individual. Do you want this or not? Because some people they just bow out. Because you have those that will stab you in the back. I experienced that firsthand on this internet stuff, man, for like almost a decade. So I know firsthand. But you got to be discerning. But you know, you focus on the younger ones. You know, teaching what Brotherhood's about. So yeah, I would say the Igmores is doing good so far. I mean, Kevin's gonna push this message. They said the same thing on Ramil's stream early in the morning. They said Bitcoin L said there's people still going to support this man and stuff like that. And I said, oh yeah, but you know, I'm not subscribed to do to anything, but I'm just saying they will support that man regardless. You
but
know,
yeah, the point of it is he's pushing a message, whether you like it or not. I mean, to be honest, it's every guy who's in this sphere, he's helping them, whether it comes from AM to Ramir, all those guys. He's pushing their brand right now. I mean, because let's be honest, if we look at it, anything that he talks about is referring to who? Us in this sphere, the manosphere. So when it comes down to it, if he goes and gets mainstream, it's not like he's not bringing us with him because we are, our talks are part of that. So when it come down to it, it's gonna be there whether people like it or not. You know, and
Mm.
that's the biggest thing. A lot of guys they so focused on, trying to be the main guy out there, or kind of push themselves in this way. It don't matter who goes out. That's the point. Once one person get in through the door, the door's still open. We got to be the ones to close it with all this infighting. Because at the end of the day, like I say, when the door gets open, you think he's gonna be the first one? Just okay. Prime example: the Negro Baseball League. When the first team signed that first black man and seeing how he was able to play, you don't think other teams came to come sign too? All of them. They knew it was out there. That's why they ran up like that. You know, and it's just most of these guys who want to be in that position, they got to be ready for it. That's the thing. You know.
Yeah. And Josh Gibson and all those guys, they were good. And Satchel Paige, it was better than Jackie, but Jackie was marketable for some reason. I guess the white establishment loved him. I know the history of that. And my
Yeah.
dad talks about it all the time as a kid, talk about those guys. And I've seen movies about it. I used to read books about them. It was that great. And it's not talked enough amongst us in the barbershop. I mean, we talk about it all the time. I used to have a DC barber and we talk about history and things like that. He knew where Francis Cress Welsing was and all that. He had those books because they had a conscious community up there. But even though he was the only barber like that cut my hair back in those times when I was in Atlanta, but I had another barber that was just simple, basically us, the black community, whatever. So, and they were the only two barbers talk about real stuff. But Kedar was cool, man. He knew all them scholars and stuff. I used to talk about it when I was online with it. But actually in person, outside, everybody was on that. So, back in those 2012 days, that's when people was chopping it up. This is before there was panels, live streams like this, like StreamYards and Zoom. It was Blog Talk Radio back then. You had to make 15-minute videos if you had your phone number. This is when it was upgraded to what else? Like 50-minute videos to an hour. And then it enhanced it over the years. And then Google Hangouts was y'all's thing.
All right. Yeah.
And then I think the StreamYards and Zoom became, like the standard now. Now they upgrading them coming up future because they added features. I think Kuda said this. They added features later on. They didn't have all these features. They just added them. So you know how that goes. So if they get this 5G, 6G on the way with the China situation and Bitcoin and all that, that all ties in with the stuff they use on tech. So, that's what people's looking at this summer. So we'll see. So, yeah. I know you about to head out and do a live stream. But,
Yeah, I'm about to in a minute. I actually pushed it up to 7:15 because our perfect time was coming in.
Oh, okay. 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 That's cool. Okay. Yeah, man. He had some good points too. Um, yeah, man, like that's what people should be on. Like I think it's a good thing to look at, despite the trolls in here, man. I'm shocked that I had some. I wasn't that famous. I mean, I must have pissed somebody off. You know what I mean? I ain't no defender, I don't even care for the dude like that, but oh well, you know.
Hey, it's about remember today was in the chat. All those people that's over there, they looking at names, so they gonna fool around, and make you famous.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate that. All it does, you just make
Hey,
me do more, views, man. Thanks for the viewership, but you're wasting your time. I
yeah,
ain't the one because I fight trolls all the time before they had these platforms, man. All you're doing is making me stronger. I
yeah.
troll back. I mean, I done did some over the mills earlier. I mean, dude, that's the weakest trolling I've ever seen in my life, man. Then there's one message say, "I'm outside your house naked." I'm like, dude, come on, man. You, you got to be serious. You got to be kidding me.
Yeah,
I mean, they weird. They get weirder and weirder, man. It's so basic and bland. Like, come on, man. I'll say some
yeah,
more power words than that. See, troll. It's different levels to what Beasley said, but you got to get under people's skin, like I get at my boy Mr. Fitnelli, Mr. Fitnall, man. He gets so emotional over a meal. He said, "Look at these dudes, man." I was like, "Well,
words matter.
yeah, it stings, but but it's true what he believes in. But it's funny how art don't understand. You got guys that think like that. It's nothing wrong with that, but that's just who they are. I leave guys like that alone. You already know what time it is. And just DeAndre broke it down to me. That's just very normal for them to
Man,
think like that. Yeah.
Andre is like one of the coldest, man. Andre do them streams, man. I subbed to him probably last year, man.
Hmm.
And he's cold with it, man. Like
Yeah.
even with the stuff that he talks about
Uh
with
huh.
other channels, man, he's cold with it.
Yeah. I was on a panel with him once with DJ Cuda. It was an 11-hour stream. It was actually 12 hours because it exceeded and they capped it to 11:50 something. Man, we build for like when DJ Cuda's internet was messed up, he fell asleep on the stream, took himself out the stream. We build for hours, man. It was me and him, Triple Black, and Rashawn, right? That dude was
Yeah,
so long with it, and we took turns. And him and Fasten had a little pushback about the cultures and stuff. They ended up being cool, but they were still cool. They had a little disagreement, but through all that, we build, man. I always liked him. I subscribed to him a couple of weeks ago, man. I mean, that dude is shouts out to him, man. I was on a panel when we was joking about Game Changer, man. Man,
oh man, that was hilarious.
yeah, we had a great build and we talked about what we did, man. When Kuda said he was tired, man, he was drained. We just took over the string. He shouts at us to hold it down, man. I mean, that was probably the best strings I've been on with him. Just DeAndre wasn't joking, man. He
Yeah,
was,
he
he was by
brutal.
his
He been in the space for a minute, man. Like when I found out how like he came in and
mm-hmm,
kind of a little bit about the origins of most of those guys that up there, how they came in through groups and then the groups all broke off because it was that Highlander syndrome kicked in, so they
mm-hmm,
broke off with the groups. Man, it was wild, like seriously wild. I was like, man, for real?
mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, he always had great builds. One thing I like about him, man, we had those deep discussions. I mean, it took us for a minute to understand, like, he was something else. Like, we was talking about everything. I think we talked about Assassin's Creed. We talked about politics. We talked about a little bit of everything. And we talked about boxing too. I talked about Sugar Ray Robinson, his training. I used to saw a documentary. I think he drunk the blood of a calf, right, to get him stamina in fights. That was old school training, and the way he did it with the meat. I'm talking about with the meat. The
Yeah,
meat was already, packaged and stuff. He drunk the blood to get some stamina. Just stamina to move like that back then. And the way he knocked out dudes, I was like, "Well, damn, you strong." And then, and I saw that in a documentary. And they explained what he did. It was a guy documenting his training and
yeah,
told the story. Because he's originally from Georgia, even though he grew up in Detroit. So that was some serious shit what he was doing. You know. So yeah, that was some serious shit. And that's just basically what he was, man. And he was really about that. So yeah. And we talked about that for hours. And I think DeAndre was one of the few guys that I explained that to. And I think we went on hours and hours. And yeah, man, it ended up in 12 hours and then it got clipped to 11:55. But I sounded good on the playback, you know. I was on the stream on that day and then I sounded good on the playback. That's probably one of my favorite streams. I can watch that again if I wanted to, you know. But oh well. So,
yeah. I'm gonna have to get ready to pop off, but I'll holler at you later.
All right. Peace sheet.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah, this is kind of like a live stream, but I can go on hours and hours. But yeah, man, if any one of y'all come up, there's a link pin. I ain't gonna be in. Oh, it's 50 minutes. Okay, it's gonna be a short stream, but yeah, man. We got to be where we at, because sometimes I just look at things for what they are. So I'm gonna show you a stream to what I was talking about with Just DeAndre. Let's hold on for a second. Shouts out to DJ Kuda, and Just DeAndre. If y'all ain't subscribed, I'm just going to hit the new tab and let's go in for a minute, because I want to show you what I'm talking about. Okay. I know he's got the music stream and things like that nature, but you know, I don't know when he's going to be back, but he's still healing. It's probably a long process, but get some rest, buddy, man. Yeah, I want to show you a stream that we did. Like, it's called Third Shift Late Night Broadcasting. Speaking of credit, but that whole stream we build, and when DJ Kuda went off and had internet connection issues or fell asleep, this was probably the best stream I've been on with him, Just DeAndre. And I'm just saying, man, that was one of those builds, but the janky one, that's the one we trolled. Oh boy. So yeah, man. I mean, this dude is something else, man. I've been on every third shift there is, man. It's not even funny. But I've seen some of his old stuff, and it was I saw the one with Christ Logic. Christ Logic had she was terrible. She was, I think this year at the beginning, she was interviewed by GMT and all that stuff. Yeah. But that Rose Scholar Cast of Road, oh, that's classic. I was a damn fool on that one. I'm not gonna even lie. I was horrible. I was fucking horrible, man. I mean, I was horrible. Yeah. I'm gonna stop, I'm being a nigga right now. But you know what I mean? I'm just saying I'm gonna stop the screen share. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm just over here. I'm just gonna put this up here for a minute and see who's on here. So I'm going to shut this down. Yeah, it's gonna be a short stream. All right, so with that, I want to say peace and shalom.